Yo, yo, yo. What's up? It's another day. It's another 30 cents in my pocket, because that's all I'm good for, making 30 cents a day. Post up the video here. Oh, that's a funky song. Tell me, boys, how you been doing? Chadwick. Oh, this is a good song coming on right here, guys. This is a good one. I'm glad we're here. That's a good one. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. Ready to learn. Gavin, good to see your name again. AA, man, you've been here since the beginning. I remember some player one too. Player one, I believe I know who player one is, and you're Ishotugga. I think that's who you are. I'm not completely sure. Hey, y'all short UJ? Oh, what'd I say? What did I say? Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. Yeah, it's a cool track, isn't it? I've definitely heard this song before. It's called Suburban by Cradles. Yeah, I had an interview there with Trading Nut. Guys, check it out. Did I take the UJ trade? I took it a bit late, and I took it light. But I'm going to talk you guys through some of the logic here. Oh, you guys gonna like this one. It's a good trade. It's a really good trade. I took it very, very light. What did I make on it? 388. Do you guys like me doing the bump bumps? You know the best part about dubstep? Not singing along, but it's bump bumming along really hard. That shit, right? That's the best part of listening to dubstep. In case you guys didn't know, that was Gold Dust, but like with a metal twist on it. Yeah. Just in case you guys didn't know. After I get along in my recovery from surgery, oh no, man, hopefully your surgery is not too bad. I'm gonna do your mentorship that we spoke about. Oh yeah, Gavin, changing it up, changing your life right there. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Hopefully you can stick with it, man. I'd be really happy to teach you, dude. All right. Let's see. Boom. There's my face. Alright, let's get rid of this guy. Alright, guys. What did we say? Look at that trade. Wasn't that a beautiful, beautiful trade? I'm glad we ended on that trade there. This is a bit loud, isn't it? A bit loud. There, turning it down a little bit. Perfect. Okay. I'm glad we ended on that trade there yesterday. So I was able to end yesterday's stream. If you guys do not remember, if you're just joining here, we ended yesterday's stream with this trade, and I said I wasn't sure about it. And partially the reason was I didn't see any major manipulation moves, but it was rejecting perfectly as I would think it would reject off of this level, right? So I don't like trading when there's no manipulation. That's my thing. That's why I didn't really want to jump in on it. You did see a small piece of a stop hunt here, but again, the reason why I didn't enter right there at the end, this was actually when we ended the stream yesterday. Let me put this back on here. What am I doing with the single thing there? This is right where we ended the stream there yesterday. Let me put this one on hourly, 5 minute. And we didn't actually touch the level that I wanted to here, right there, right? So that's why I didn't enter right away there. But going into the New York session here, let's look at what this looks like here. How did we actually respond? 15 minutes? I swear I had something on here. Was it the 1 hour? Yeah, so the New York session here, yeah, this is what I was trying to look at. So the New York session here, in the middle of the New York session, that's probably where we wanted to take, hey, Justin, green name there, that's awesome. I will always respond to you if you have a green name, because you're special. So in the New York session here, that's where we wanted to look for an entry, but there's no obvious levels here that are untested, right? Let's delete this so that we can see this a little bit better. Everything's been kind of tested. So what we could have done is gone up to the higher time frame and then said, hey, where's that order block, that bearish order block right there? That's the last green candle before the move to the downside. So look at where that perfectly kissed. Isn't that great? And it even swept these highs here a little bit there, right? And that would have been the actual entry using this logic on the 1 hour. So we could have zoomed out. When in doubt, we zoom out. And then we look for the bearish order block. Mind you, this is not the setup that I like to take, but this is the logic of why it was rejected there. All right. Looks like a double top may form on the 15 minute. What are you, haven't been stopped out. Oh, you're okay. You're running GJ. That's what you're talking about. I'll take a check on GJ, Alex, in a second here. I thought you were talking about here. So our target was obviously this untested zone that we just lifted off of the SR flip, and now we've hit take profit and we've just completely exited the trade. I think what I did is I just took it very lightly after I saw. After I saw it rising here, yeah, on the New York Open, I took it very lightly. I didn't see any area that was really great for me to enter on the lower time frame, and I was trading off my phone because I was very tired because we got some new kitten that we're babysitting. The kitten's literally like this big. He like walks around like a little Teletubby or something, and so we're trying to make sure that he's getting along with the new cat there. So I didn't really sleep last night, so I was kind of on my phone on the morning there, and I just said, okay, we're going to do a kind of a wider stop trade here. So I actually entered like here, I think, and then I just threw the stop there. And I traded with very low risk too. I think I traded with like freaking 0.2% of my account or something like that, because I only made like a little bit. But yeah, did a trade like that, I believe. So that was how I managed that, just so that you guys kind of know how that trade went. I think I gotta throw this in that video there of the 100K flip. It'll be an after the fact trade, but that'll be how it works out. Anyways, GJ, how about? There was another one I thought I maybe wanted to look at, but I don't remember right now. Oh, Odd Swiss. I actually made a trade on Odd Swiss here last week. And I think I told you guys about this one. That it's still running in profit here. And I started taking a little bit off here. And the reason we entered this trade on the higher time frame, you know, we've been ranging back and forth. I posted this in the signal group there. I have been taking over a couple of the signals a little bit. Just because we've been missing some people. And we're seeing sweeps below these lows right here. You can see it quite clearly on the lower time frame here. I think I've talked about this last week, if I do remember, or at the start of the week or something like that, Sunday maybe. And we just started breaking back out from these highs here, right? So we kind of made this range. We swept the lows of the range and we broke out of the range, right? So this was the level that brought us down to these lows, and I broke out. Broke out of that range. You could have entered on a retest here. You could have entered on this pullback. I just decided to go immediately. Took a little bit wider trade here. And then I took some profit just before, I think right around here. I took 25% off, moved the stops to break even. And we should still sweep these tops right here. That's my prediction. Sweep those tops. I'm not sure if we'll go directly to target, but we should sweep those tops. That's my guess. Or at least reject somewhere in there. Once I start seeing a rejection, I'm going to fully close here. Because now I'm satisfied that this trade has now hit the take profit that I wanted to actually hit. I'm just shooting for a little bit greedier target here because I do think that we're going to get up to this 4-hour zone here. Let me draw the 4-hour out. See, this is the tops on the 4-hour. I think we'll sweep the tops and we'll touch this again. Right, the bearish order block. Similar thing that just happened to UJ that I just explained on the 1-hour. But anywhere in here is perfectly fine. Once I see a rejection, I'm going to fully close. What's up, Lewis? Okay, let's look at GJ. How about? Oh, yeah. This isn't the actual trade I took. I actually took it with a wider stop. Sorry. I had adjusted it to show some people on the stream that you could have gone with a tighter stop. But the actual trade I took, I'll just pull it up here so you guys can actually see. What's up? Oh yeah, bring up Bean. Make sure you're wearing clothes though. So here's the actual trade I took, and I posted there. So it was only like a 1.5 R. So at about 1 R, I started taking a little bit of profit. So you can see that the stop was actually below that low there. And the actual stop was like here on the next low down. So I can show you guys here 1 second. Oh, wait, here. Hold it up. There you go. There's a little guy. You want to see it on my net? Look how little he is. He's so tiny, man. Yeah. Yeah, you can take him down. He's going to distract me. Yeah, sorry, Draven. I might have actually said to put the stop there. I decided to put it... I might have actually said to put it here as another option, but I actually put it at the next low down, just in case we swept these lows. Just because this is such a ranging market, right? This is such a ranging market, right? That we don't really know if it's going to just sweep another low. So why would I trust that, right? Why would I trust that little move to bring me all the way up here? So I just went a little bit wider. That was the logic, right? So sometimes it's nice to just go wide and then just increase your hit rate. And that's what I'm experimenting with a bit more. I like these 1.5 R trades a little bit more lately. Just because you have a much higher win rate. you guys are all commenting about my girlfriend and not the cat. So let's look at GJ. Yeah, so I gotta look at GJ because somebody asked about it here. So somebody was asking about Alex was saying keeping the short on GJ. Thanks, Hunter. Should I leave my short on GJ? Yeah. 'Cause, 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 Um, Gavin is asking about gold. We'll look at gold in a second there. Can you have her bring the cat back, then send her away again? There's no, they just want to look at you walk away, I think. Okay. Freaking guys, man. Bunch of guys being guys, doing guy things. Okay. Yeah, I mean, GJ, I'm a little bit torn here still, right? If you're in a short here, there's two things I see here. First of all, that yesterday we swept these highs and closed below those lows, right? But we also are looking for a long-term target of here. But that's a long-term. We don't have to hit it right now. So right now, to me, it looks like it's going to reverse on the higher time frame here. This is a really strong bullish move, but you can look at the actual breakdown. If we just look at this on the lower time frame, it's actually quite bearish and it's just barely getting above it and then really breaking that down. Let's look at the hourly just quickly. If you really want to wait for proper confirmation on this one, we would have to get below this level because this is the hourly move, right? Or right here, rather. That's the hourly move, and we want to get below that level, and then you can target kind of here or down here as a liquidity zone. So I wouldn't want to be in this quite yet, personally, but I do see how a short could work there. If you're in a short, I don't know when you've entered already, Alex. So it's a really torn decision because I don't like entering when there's not a clear downtrend and this. New York. I mean, it does look pretty bearish to me, actually. We're getting insignificant higher highs, wicking above stuff. I would honestly wait to see how the 4-hour closes. If the 4-hour closes below this high, then you actually haven't even made a new high. And especially if it closes below this, it's really, really bearish, right? If the 4-hour closes below there. And then I would say, okay, this is a great short, right? That's just kind of, we have to watch how the 4 hours closing. All right. But this does look relatively bearish because most likely it's going to reject off of this breaker block right here, right? Most likely it's going to reject right there. I think that this is a manipulation fake out move. Personally, I wouldn't be in this trade quite yet. Odd USD going back up. Let's look at gold. Gavin wants to look at gold. What do you say about gold? Gold looks like giving potential for a long position. Bullish this morning. Yeah, look at this. So what did I say here, actually? I said along these lows, right? We're either going to sweep it or we're going to break down and then we're going to come back and retest it here, right? So after we saw that sweep, mind you, I don't watch gold usually, so it's usually you guys reminding me to watch gold. We saw multiple tests all along here, and then we completely swept that level, exactly what we drew out here, essentially, right? So this one is no longer valid, right? So it does look like it's going to be going to the upside. That was a theory that we had. If it was breaking down, then it would be going down there. So where are we targeting on the upside? Well, we've already kind of swept this area. We fulfilled that supply, and this supply is unfulfilled still, right? So that is our target. So where do we want to get in? Well, quite simple, my guys. This is the trade. Let's look. If you're in doubt exactly where to put it, I'm going to tell you right now, though. I would put the safest, most greediest order is right there. That's the breaker. But if you want to be a little bit greedier, then you could put it up here if you don't think it's going to come all the way down. Because this is Or if you want to be less greedy, you can put it here, because this is a very, very strong move, so it's less likely to come back deep. You also can throw on the fib here if you want to do the fib, but I'll tell you the exact spot you want is right here. And I did that without the fib, right? Because that's the range. Right? That's where I would put it. And if you don't get filled, you don't get filled. And then I would put my stop, you know, somewhere in there. And then I would target way up here. Taking profits. This has all been filled already. You could probably take profits at this high also. And then let the rest run. Yep, that's the trade I would take. If you wanted to long that. That's an incredibly high R trade. Actually, 4R. That's incredibly high, I think, for the trades that I take. But that'd be really, really powerful if you can get that. I think this is pretty likely. Looking at the higher time frame, you've even swept way over here. You've manipulated all of this trash, all that right there. Yeah. And you've essentially actually lined up with a right shoulder here, if that makes sense to you guys. See, that's the right shoulder. So it's kind of an inverse head and shoulders also, if you guys are doing something like that. This means something to me, but it like that's not necessarily head and shoulders, but this means something to me. I just can't explain it super well. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about that. Maybe set 2 limit orders, 50% here, 50% there. Because I don't think it'll come super far down, because that's a very strong move. And I would say if this just kind of rockets, if this actually comes back down and then goes to there and then goes up to another level and it misses your order, just pull your order. Because if it comes down again, it's probably going to break down. And then just watch the reaction. Hi there, recently found your channel and I very much like it. Hey, thanks, man. If you like it, please make sure you hit the like button. That'd be very much helpful. And join the Discord community in the link in the description, and then you can be more involved. Also, I'm starting to post a little bit more on Instagram to be more involved with the community a little bit. If you guys want to jump on there, trader.hunter. You check odd JPY. Odd JPY. Yeah. All right, this looks pretty obvious to me what's going to happen. All right, you guys here, you guys tell me what's going to happen. I'm going to wait here and read a couple of the comments. Okay, this is super blurry and zoomed out. So let me just do the 4 hour. So, oh my God. Actually, look at this. Okay, so quickly, let me just kind of show you guys what it looks like here. So remember the 1 hour, what this looks like, right? What does the 1 hour look like? It's pretty zoomed out there. Let's go to the 4 hour now. Look at what that looks like. Let me delete this yellow line. Let me delete this one too. What does the daily look like? You guys tell me what's going to happen here. I think it's incredibly obvious. Double top reversal. It's an ascending triangle. Price will go up, right? Okay, okay. So why? So you're saying it's a ascending triangle. Why will the price go up? Stop hunt. All right. Bullish as fuck. All right. We'll look at EuroCAD in a bit, man. One sec. I think this is a really good learning exercise here because this looks like an amazingly great chart to read. Look at the weekly really quick here. Stop hunt. All right. False breakout. All right. This is the weekly, just in case that helps you guys. Yeah, this is amazing. Nice call on UJ. Hey, thanks, man. It will test the resistance. Go upward because it touched several times. Yeah, a lot of you are very good. Good. Okay, hot girl. Great. Good input there, dude. Market maker going to grab the liquidity from the people going long and then short. All right, JJ. That's essentially what I was looking for. A lot of people very close. People were saying stop hunt, sweep and drop. People were saying false breakout. Most of you guys got it right. Some of you guys got it half right. You're saying that it's going to go up because it's an ascending triangle. You know, when I say right, I mean most probably right. We could be completely wrong about this case, but the logic dictates that that will be right on average. So what we're seeing is essentially, let me just draw this so you guys can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in this, well, we got like a bunch, right? We got like 7 in there, right? So this line has just been tested over and over again, right? It's just getting weaker and weaker because all of these limit orders are getting tap, right? So that level is getting weaker and weaker, contrary to what everyone else teaches you, saying it's getting stronger and stronger. It's actually getting weaker, right? Let's delete all this garbage. Okay, so the next thing we look at was we say, well, is there a level behind it? If we look at the daily, we can see quite obviously, this is actually like a gap that's been filled, but I would assume that it would actually come up and get filled again. So this is the SR flip. This is the supply zone way up here, right? So I would actually assume that the SR flip, since it's super close, would be touched really quickly on the daily time frame. So this is going to be a maybe it'll be a full day or two of a manipulation, but on the daily, sorry, a full day, it might look like it's going up for an entire day and then completely crash back down, back within this range, right? Back below that blue line there. That's what's most likely going to happen. So I think most of you got it kind of right there. Most of you are learning very, very well. So what would I do here? Well, there's a couple things you could do. You could just ride this trend up knowing that everyone is basically thinking, okay, it's an ascending triangle, so it's going to break to the upside. So they're going to get all that liquidity because you got a lot of people who are saying, okay, ascending triangle means it's going up. So everyone's going to buy it right now and cause the breakout. And that's going to really fill the market makers' pockets, fill their limit orders with so much cash, right? Dumping into that because they've really tricked people by drawing this stupid pizza shape, right? Let's draw a pizza and people will buy it. Right, exactly. Let's draw a slice of pizza. Look at that. And then people buy pizza, right? So we just fuck with them, right? So we let them buy it, we fill our orders, and then we fuck them over. Because eating pizza is bad for you. You'll get fat. So fuck them. All right, cool. Yeah, I don't know what else. Okay, what do we want to do with this? Essentially, I think you're going to have one day because it's quite a far distance on the lower time frame here. So once you see the breakout, I bet that moves with vigor. Vigor? Vigor. Yeah, vigor. I got it right. I bet that moves with vigor, right? So once you see the breakout, you might, I don't know, it's super risky. It really depends on how it looks. Remind me, guys. Remind me to go over this each day. And then we can look at it. Each day. I'm going to try to keep an eye on this one. Actually, I'm gonna like highlight it a different color so that I remember too. Maybe highlight it purple here or something. There we go. Because I want to keep checking on it, and I'll post my ideas in the Discord maybe to see if anything's actually happening. Because right now I don't want to do anything, but I do have that bias now of what I think is going to happen. The bigger trade is going to be the manipulation. Because once we see that manipulation happen, then we're going to be able to bring this all the way back down to here. Get rid of this. That was for all the way back down to here, right? Get rid of this shit. So that's going to be a long swing trade, and we can really advantage on that. What broker does he use? I check out my hunterfx.co and then check out the FAQ. I'm currently using FX Choice, but there's some other ones there that I actually like as well. FX Choice just good for like all countries can use it, and I'm very refined as what I can use in BC, Canada. I don't have many options, but there's a few on there that I like. I wish I had this guy as my consignment while trading. We need another one of your chart drawing to illustrate pizza a little bit better. Alright, so we'll draw a little bit of pizza here. Well, this is more like a... This ain't no pizza. Maybe we'll draw like pizza and like a french fry here. We gotta go here. We gotta do the 4 hour to draw a pizza, right? Alright, we'll draw some pizza here. Alright, we'll draw, here's the big ol' crust, thick crust there. That's the thick crust, and it's cheesy stuffed. And we took a bite out of it, and this is like a side angle. So we got some cheesy crust all pumping out here. It's from Pizza Pizza, by the way. Some pizza cheesy crust. Let's put some flowers coming out. That's the cheese coming out. I don't know. It looks like a gear. I don't like that one. Ugly. And then we draw one big piece of pineapple right here. Oops. It's got to go with the chart. There's one big piece of pineapple, right? Big chunk of, damn it. Big chunk of pineapple right there. And then everyone's favorite pizza is pineapple and olive, right? Pineapple and olive pizza. There you go. I don't think we need anything else on that pizza. That's enough. That's enough for that pizza. That's enough, guys. Cheese, pineapple, olive. But the cheese is only on the inside of the crust. This is a pretty good pizza, isn't it? Can you show us how to read market structure on different time frames, please? And how not to be fictive. I got a couple of videos on that, man. Like, check out, there's a video, check out the channel, man. There's some videos on how to spot fake outs, I think. I forget what the title's called. And I think I did one on like a market breakdown, full market, what it was called. Top down analysis was one that might help you. And then there's one on breakouts. You can search for them. I'm sure you can find them. Pineapple and olive. What do you eat in Canada? Pineapple and ham pizza alone. No, this is a pineapple olive, dude. You know how ham is salty? No, this is the vegan version of the pineapple and ham. Except you don't eat the crust. You give the crust away to a non-vegan because it's got cheese in it. The Legend Hunter, what's up? Hey man, how you doing? Do you have any pro tip on controlling emotions as a beginner? Oh man. Yeah, so I mean there's a lot of videos and stuff on this, like kind of controlling your emotions and whatnot. I have different playlists that you can check out on the channel. But generally the best thing you can do is get like a very strict rule for when you can trade. I was struggling a little bit with emotions and whatnot until I just stopped trading so much, and I only look at the charts to trade. Sometimes I look at them throughout the day just out of curiosity for different reasons. But for my own personal trades, I only look at the charts right here. Right there. During the day, basically. The first 2 hours of the New York Open. And if I don't see a trade on, basically, I look at, like, maybe 5 pairs a day. The ones that I've just been kind of having my eye open for that week. basically the big pairs. I look at only like 5 of them. If I don't see anything I like, I don't trade that day. And I only allow myself to take 1 trade a day. That's probably the biggest thing that will help you, because then you only take the best trade. Some days you don't trade. You'll only take the best ones. And then you never overtrade because you only allow 1 trade a day, right? So you never go to revenge trade. That's the best way to do it, I think. 1 trade a day, maximum. Any good trading books to recommend? Yeah, Mark Douglas is pretty good. I think Naked Trading is decent for like technical price action type stuff. Or you can just watch my stuff, and it'll basically cover everything that I recommend. I like if you like just general stuff, this one's good. Ray Dalio, Principles. He's the guy that made the Bridgewater fund. That one's good. This one's also good. And this one, but these two are by Mark Douglas, Disciplined Trader, Trading in the Zone. Kicking? Oh, I might be rocking my chair. There's another one that's just good for like general like productivity and stuff like this. It's called Success Principles by Jack Canfield. That one's also really good for just general Success Principles was probably the first like nonfiction book I read, and it was quite helpful in me like actually making me work harder. But yeah, I don't actually recommend trading books really. Market Wizards is also good. The trading books I really recommend are just like general, like this is what you should kind of be thinking about, how you should be thinking about trading, not actually how to trade. How to trade comes from yourself. You shouldn't really be listening to somebody else, other than when you're like first learning. Be like, okay, this is actually like the very basics of trading. Once you get into like intermediate stuff, you should be figuring things out on your own, and using your own logic. And that's where I come in to just kind of help you like create the logic of the market on your own. Hopefully. Let's get rid of that shit. Okay, cool. Ray Dalio, one-on-one sessions with him and Diddy on YouTube are amazing. Such a great man. Yeah, Ray Dalio is awesome. I'm trying to follow like some of his principles for running my own company there. But it's very, very difficult. It's much more difficult than he makes it sound to have everything so open, when you know there's situations where you don't want some employees to know certain things, because then it's going to affect them negatively in different areas of their job, right? So the principles that he talks about in that, you know, making everything transparent is not necessarily possible in every business, right? Because you know your traders could be affected by negative emotion, right? Speaking of which, this is a new trader joining the team. It just we took a screenshot of his profit there. Let's zoom in there. Over the past few months, this is March to May. I saw his other one. It's not as good, but this is just incredible. Good way to show you guys. New trader joining the team, doing super well so far. The indicator is called sessions, right here. I don't use any indicators, no, except for the Monday range and the sessions. So this is just Monday, and then this is each day of the week, so I know the time. It's just easier for me to know the time that way, because we're all different time zones. But we don't need indicators for any purpose. They're all pretty much useless. And if you understand price action, they're all completely useless. Okay, let's look at Euro CAD. Actually, I think somebody asked for that a while ago. So we never swept this high. I vaguely remember looking at this. What's going on here? What did I draw here? I don't know if there's any chart data there. Okay. Okay, I think I remember talking about this. We were either gonna... Yeah, look at this. let me draw that again. Okay. So this is what I talked about, that it was either going to reject off of here or it was going to sweep perfectly. So let's get rid of the one that didn't happen, right? And those were our points to get in. So hopefully you guys were listening and you actually caught this. But this was essentially the area that it would reject, or it would come up and sweep these tops, right? So first of all, it actually did reject there, but then it swept the top. So it did both, right? It actually did both, and that's not always good because this could have easily faked you out, and, you know, it definitely could have faked you out because this is kind of the move that was, you know, it could have faked you out here in making you think that we were breaking down, but it's not very concrete. Let me draw this on the 1 hour. And then you see the actual sweep happening. That's exactly what we drew out. Sweeping these tops, breaking back down below these lows here that are bringing us to the highs. Right? Draw that there, right there, breaking back down. And then the optimal entry would have been a little bit higher, but they actually front ran it. So this is actually something that I'm considering right here for a secondary entry. Let's delete these other lines here because they're not really useful anymore. And they'll confuse us, right? Make things simple as possible. We don't need these old lines anymore. We just need one line, right? So this is the line that we're watching because this is an area that we wanted to get in, right? But it didn't quite go there. So it's super, super likely that when it does come back up here, it actually just barely sweeps it once again and gives us something like that, right? So we might get a secondary option to enter here on these shorts. Now, what would our downside target be? Well, we've actually hit the first downside target, would have been these lows already, right? So if we do come back up here and it does sweep those tops, then most likely when it comes back down here, this area is very weak, right? So because it's been tested twice, 3 times even, right? 3 times even. Let me draw this shit. There we go. 3 times even, right? So if it does sweep here, it's most likely going to be coming all the way back down and breaking that. So what's our next level down? Let's draw it. We've got a breaker block here that I have of interest right there. That never got touched on that retest there, right? That, or possibly, let's see the 4 hour levels here. If we're not completely sure, let's jump to the 4 hour. This I think tested there. So the next level down is this one. Yeah, let me draw the exact line that I'd be interested in right there. Exact line. That's all been tested. Yeah, I think this would be the level. Hopefully this makes sense to you guys. Let me know if this doesn't make sense, what I've just kind of explained and like talked to myself about. If that doesn't make sense, give me a shout. If that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So we're still following the downtrend, right? This could be a possibility of where it's going to bounce off of. But we're looking here that we didn't actually make a new high on the higher time frame. We just actually swept the tops here. So we're actually showing very bearish signs, even on the higher time frames, just sweeping those tops. Right? So now we're just looking for a short entry. And naturally, where are our short entries? I think that's basically the short entry. Looks like a double bottom. Yeah, double bottoms are kind of tricky because they make people think that it's a reversal there. But the reality is that that's just a weak level now. Double bottom doesn't mean anything. I actually think the opposite of a double bottom. So if I see a double bottom, I actually think it's going to go lower. And then do one of these guys, right? So I actually think it's going to go lower and then go all the way down there. I kind of get it, but I would like to 100% know for certain if I get it. Please explain how you find strong and weak zones. Well, the more times a level is touched, the weaker it gets. That's as simple as that. It's the opposite of what you think. Because you think that every time You know, like this is what you think right away, right? When you're looking at charts, you're like, okay, we have a level here, and it keeps bouncing off of it, right? So this level must be like um, unbreakable, right? But reality is how the markets work is there's resting orders here, and every time it gets hit, that resting order gets smaller and smaller. So eventually, it's going to break a little bit past it, right? And then that breakout could either trigger enough stops that it breaks all the way, or if there's even more resting orders here, then it just triggers the stops, fills those orders, and then comes back in. That's the logic. You the goat. Thanks, man. What times do I usually stream? Kind of like around this time normally. I just like I do it a little bit more random, but normally a little bit later in the maybe like mid New York session. Yeah, usually. Now, what's the one case where I wouldn't want this to be a short area anymore? Is if we do see a very obvious sweep right here and then come back up. Then I think it's going to break up here because this isn't a super strong level, right? It's kind of like on the lower time frame. It's not super obvious, right? So if we do see a massive sweep like that, then the next level up would be up here. And that's where we would probably target, right? On the higher time frame. Because it's the same sort of idea right here on the higher time frame even. Look at this. Where that's the level, but we didn't fully touch it right here. So that would be the thing. So let's put it on the hourly so you can see a little bit clearer. So on the 4 hour, it didn't touch the level, but it did on the 1 hour, right? So it's the exact same thing I just drew here, but on the 4 hour. So if we see a massive sweep here, it's probably going to do that exact same pattern up here instead. Are sessions important? Yeah, they're really important for how the market works. London generally picks the trend of the day. New York causes manipulation because there's the most volume. And then Asia just ranges because there's very little trading going on. Quit asking me to check an indicator, man. I'm not gonna check that indicator. It sounds like it's some bullshit. Like I'm gonna say like anyone reading that, you just keep spamming it. You're obviously just like trying to sell something. TVI indicator, like don't check it, guys. It's probably a scam. It probably repaints. Like he's just advertising for something bullshit here, and I'm actually just gonna block him if I can. I just have to do it on my own stream here. So 1 second. It's just bullshit when people come in here and spam like for like some sort of like scammy indicator. I'm not even gonna check it. Like obviously, if he watches this channel, he knows I don't like indicators. Oh man, where's the frickin'? Can I jump to the stream here? There it is. Bullshit here, and I'm. How do I block him here? Hide user from channel. Perfect. There we go. Yeah, now he's gone. Yeah, usually the schedule for the stream is like after the trading day for me. Just a little bit after the trading day, after things have died down. Because I do have to like monitor my traders and stuff as well too. But usually around this time, there's not much going on. How do I feel about Wyckoff? I use like similar logic to Wyckoff. He's using like I think he uses spring as like a sweep or something like that. It's very similar. Very similar logic. I'll show you Wyckoff here. Wyckoff? Is that how you spell it? I'm not sure. Wyckoff. So like if we look at Wyckoff here, it's essentially very similar to what I'm talking about, where we're getting insignificant higher highs and time is going along. Trend is going to change. We're seeing sweeps above highs, things like this, right? And what's actually happening is what we're seeing a high, and then we're seeing the price break down, show some sort of weakness, go for a new high. This one doesn't really matter because you could just omit that one and still have the same the same point. So I've just kind of omitted this with kind of my logic. So we're seeing weakness in the market, and then we're going for a new high, and we're sweeping it, and then we're coming back down. So we're seeing a strong trend. Suddenly, something stops it, and then we go to fill a couple more of those limit orders after breaking down a little bit, and then it changes. That's my logic. RSI is all right. RSI is really easy for people who don't know how to read price action. It shows insignificant higher highs without actually knowing what that means. So use divergences in RSI. That's the only use for it. Do I use volume? No, it's a useless indicator. Just like every other indicator. Some people use volume. I don't use it because it's very hard to understand what high volume and low volume is. It's very subjective to the user, so it's kind of useless. All right, guys. That's all. That's all. We're just talking about like indicators now. All of the indicators suck. That's my opinion. There's your answer for everyone asking those questions. I'll see you guys tomorrow.